Ipswich versus Arsenal. Happy Easter, everyone. First and foremost, I'm going to move this up. Happy Easter, everyone. Hope you're having a brilliant one. But this is more important than Easter right now. Arsenal and Ipswich. A game that you should realistically think we'd be seeing out. Now, I didn't not post about this preview yesterday like I normally do. I do it a day before. I was a bit busy, but I didn't even think I'd make this preview, but I've managed to just about make it. Kickoff's in about half an hour's time, and I don't need to give you a predicted lineup. I've already got the lineup. I'm going to quickly go into that first. In goal, David Raya. Can't really argue with it. Who else is it going to be? In our defence, we've got William Saliba, of course, the king of centre backs. Interesting enough, we got Ben White as well. Ben White hasn't had a lot of minutes, but he's definitely a player that we want to give some minutes. We've got Yakukiwa. Again, with Gabriel being injured, Yakukiwa was really our only option for a centre back. I mean, sure, we can have other players that can into the centre back, but Yakukiwa has that. He's definitely proven that he can play in that area. And that's a lot coming from me, because again, I've been his biggest critic. And Alexander Zinchenko. Interesting. I'm assuming he's trying to get some players, or avoid risking Urian Timber. I want to check if he's on the bench. Yeah, Urian Timber's on the bench, yeah. So I would assume that he doesn't want to risk injuring why can't I speak today? Urian Timber. In midfield, Martin Odegaard, captain, of course. Where would we be without Martin Odegaard? Here's another interesting one. Mikel Merino's in the midfield. Normally you'd see him up as a centre forward. And it's only been 2.5 minutes. But yeah, Mikel Merino, normally he's a centre forward. He normally plays in that kind of area at this point in time. So seeing him in the midfield, I'm definitely excited to see what he does, because I've been saying it time and time again. He mostly bosses the midfield, and of course, number 41, Declan Rice. To me, man of the match in both legs against Real Madrid. He didn't just outplay them; he completely humiliated them. But I think with Real Madrid, if I'm being honest, as good of a team as Real Madrid are, I think there's too many egos in Real Madrid. If you want to get to that kind of level with Real Madrid, you need to find that player that just isn't an ego-driven maniac. They're going to miss someone like a Benzema, for example. But there's too much ego in Real Madrid, and I think that's costing them. But anyways, this is Arsenal we're talking about. Forwards, Bukayo Saka. Was it ever in doubt? Not much else to say from Bukayo Saka. Whenever he gets the ball, you can see the players' reactions. You can see that, oh shit, in their eyes. Gabriel Martinelli. I'm assuming he's going to have to play left wing. I'm assuming Martinelli's playing left wing. And with Martinelli, I say it before, he runs up and down the pitch for you. He absolutely busted a gut against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. He deserved that goal very, very much. I would have loved to see someone like Odegaard score, because obviously, Odegaard's got history with Real Madrid. But two players I'm absolutely delighted to have scored is Saka, after what happened down in the tunnel with what's his face, and Gabriel Martinelli, because again, runs up and down the pitch. I think he deserves it, and hopefully that's a boost to his confidence, because right now I think Martinelli could use a bit of confidence in his finishing. And our last forward will be Trossard. And I think Trossard's going to play in the centre forward position. And the thing with Trossard, I think centre forward does make a bit more sense. Because he's a good player, but he's not the kind of player who will run up and down the pitch for you. Don't get me wrong, put him in front of a goal and you can get excited. But running up and down a pitch, busting a gut for them, everything, he's not that kind of guy. He receives more than he gives. I actually think that centre forward might be a bit more natural for him. But that's the starting lineup. Substitutes, we have Thomas Partey, Jack Henry Francis, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Yves Monieri, Neto, Raheem Sterling, Nathan Butler, Kieran Tierney, and Jurrien Timber. I've got to say one thing about Kieran Tierney is that I think I speak for all of us when I say we're going to miss him. I think Kieran Tierney is a great player in general. He just needed the right coach. But when he's come on, he has made impacts. Even if when he comes on, and we're sitting comfortably, for example, he still won't laze about. He will still put his all in for it. But I've got to say with Raheem Sterling, I've not been impressed at all. And I know what it was. It was a panic loan. What I think happened is that we were so confident that we were going to get a player that when we loaned out Reece Nelson, we were so confident we were going to get a replacement. For whatever reason, that didn't go through, and we had to panic loan Raheem Sterling. It's definitely not a good bit of business at all. I'm surprised Chelsea didn't sell him. I would have sold him. But that's what we've got for now. Next season, hopefully we can sort out these issues. We can fill the gaps where they are. We know what we need. We know our three most desperate positions would be a midfielder, a left winger, and a striker. And that's and that would just sort out our starting 11. But another thing that I think has caught up to us is our squad depth. We do need more squad depth. Because you look at the squads, our starting 11 is up here, roughly. Brilliant, amazing. But our secondary players, they should be roughly about here. Not as good, but still impactful. But a fair few of them down here. We've got to change that. Absolutely, that is what cost us this season. Because yes, we did have injuries. We've had dodgy decisions. And yes, I do say that we've also cost ourselves in the game. And I stand by that. There's a lot of games where we should be winning, but we're not. And there's a lot of positions where we're in first place, but for some reason we start it up. But hey, you look at our right now on the table. If I can bring it up. No, that's not what I wanted to press. Oh, sorry, 1 second. There it is. 12 draws. 12 draws. I'm looking over this right now. There is only one team that has had more draws than us, and that's Everton. That's not good enough. Everton's sitting in 13th. How the hell are we second? Because yes, we've got wins. We do have wins. But it's still not enough. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool's done it perfectly this season. Liverpool with 23 wins compared to our 17. So do the math. That's 6 more wins than us. Plus, they've only got 7 draws to our 12 and 2 losses to our 3. The reality is, they do deserve it this season. And I'm not saying that they haven't had a bit of luck. They've definitely had a bit of luck this season, Liverpool. We've been very unlucky with it. But look, at the end of the day, you can't knock it. They deserve to win the league, and they're going to win the league. They deserve their 76 points. And as for us, again, you look at the draws, you look at what's happened to us, you look at what we need and what we're lacking, and you can see where these 12 draws have come from. But that's it for now. I'm going to get the game up in a moment. Like, share, and comment. It really does help. Please subscribe. I desperately need it. Let me know your predictions down below. And I will be seeing you in a couple of minutes, actually. Bye.